see. Show the lane, Kimberly. She told me to spit that slang and don't respond to sympathy.
This story, we gonna bring this all the way back to 03, 04. So what happened? I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I told you about the story when I was going to see Ray, and this happened a very, very, very long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So now it's real funny, and I wish I felt a little better so I could really, you know what I'm saying, do my thing, and you know what I'm saying. But you know, I'm a little off kilter, but I still wanna tell it. If I gotta re-record it and ain't feeling it, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? So this is like around the time, you know, I had to look back and see how young I was. I was really, 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 really young. I think I just turned 21 or something like that. So this was around like 04. So this was the story I told y'all. You know, I'm still kind of hustling around, you know what I'm saying? And I think at this time, I just started doing a little bit of computer repair. I might have been just doing this a little bit, knowing to do what I do, because I had already been wiping computers and stuff like that. I knew how to do that and put the drivers back on. So I think I did start early 04, you know what I'm saying, doing a little bit of that, or, you know, and a little bit 03, because remember I went to IPR. I went to IPR until I think April 2004. So I had already been recording. I knew how to work with the Macs. I was the top student in my PC Mac class. You know what I'm saying? And so what I ended up doing was I went to a house party. Now there was this one girl that I knew that stayed down. Her folks was from Gary. She had a bunch of sisters. She had one sister that stayed in my complex in River Bluff that, you know, I mean, to me as a youngin', to her, she, you know, there's a whole woman here, you know, she was always super thick or whatever. Then she had like a little sister, she had another little sister that went to my school. And she was a hot mess too. She used to try to get me early on. She was way, way, way advanced. You know what I'm saying? She was, you know what I'm saying? She had the big old cantaloupe, like, you know what I'm saying? She used to try to get at me early and try to get me to come in the house when she was over her sister's, like, you know, hey, why don't you come over? And I'm still kind of not knowing what's going on, you know what I'm saying, to a certain degree. I'm still trying to just learn what I can or whatever the case may be. So, at that particular point, you know, I've known their family for a very, very long time. I know all of them, you know what I'm saying? I think I might have met the mama one time too. So I've known them for a good part of my life. So once they start kind of seeing what I do with the PCs and all that kind of stuff, they start kind of rocking with me. So there was a sister, the oldest sister, and I met her. I hope they got my coffee, man, because I want my coffee. I'll be right back. Man, they ain't open, man, or they ain't got my stuff, you know. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So, I still got to go to the store. I really want some jerky or some snacks or something. I want something that I really, really want. But that damn Old Trapper jerky, that joint like $15 and stuff. I want to send my father-in-law like another package. I'll send him my little DVD package and then snacks and stuff like that, you know. But so now, you know, yeah, I'm gonna go down here, man, and you know what I'm saying, I'll come back up. I got time. I ain't. So what? So like I said, I know the whole family. Around this time, I think the oldest sister, you know, and they all kind of look alike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they all got like a look. Like the oldest sister, she had a daughter, and you know what I'm saying? Now they way older than me. Like I'm in my 20s and they like getting ready to be in their 40s or something like that. So, you know, the sister, you know, like the youngest, like the girl had a daughter and she was maybe a little younger than me. But at that, you know, and, you know, I could tell sometimes I used to go over there and they, you know, they kind of looking at me and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I know your people, like, don't be, you know what I'm saying? But as the years go by, she's looking at me like, you know, I'm with it. And I'm kind of like, no, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, But anyway, so now, eventually, damn, all this damn, I don't know why this person's on my heels. I feel like they on my heels a little bit. I don't like when people do that shit. So I'm gonna bust a left. You too damn close, bro. I don't know, maybe. So, anyway, I know them real well, real good rapport, known them for many, many years. So the older sister, she's buying CDs from me and stuff now. She kind of like me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of like, I'm super cool. Like she's I mean, you know, I guess, you know, I'm good. I'm good. And she ain't really nothing that, you know, that I be really looking at like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but she buying CDs. I think I started doing a little repair for him at one point, you know what I'm saying? But she definitely buying like CDs and stuff like that. So this is around the time, this is around like '04 or whatever. So she's like, hey, we're having a little get together. You know, I don't do parties like that, but it's a house party. She had a house on the north side. It was like on Fremont or it was somewhere. And, it was a lot of older, you know, like some kind of older people, like a lot older than me. They were like maybe 10, 15 years, you know, shy of me or whatever the case may be, maybe. But you could tell, you know, the kind of crowd that she hang out with, they're older, so it's going to be some work people, but it's like an old hood rat crowd. So you got old ex-jail nigga kind of, you know what I'm saying? But they older. They not, you know, they get older. They playing cards and they doing all this. So I go over there and she said, well, maybe you could sell some CDs up in there or something like that or whatever. So I had my business cards. I said, I ain't bringing all my CDs or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know what kind of, you know, but she brought me over there as like her guest. You know what I'm saying? She said, you know, cause she came over by her older sister's house. I'm still living with my mom. So, she's like, hey, I'm having a little get together, whatever. I think her intention was to try to see what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? I think that might have been the intention because I noticed that she was getting super, super friendly as she was starting to drink and stuff like that. But I'm steady and I'm seeing a couple little stragglers.
Still bragging on that car. Boy, hop in. We gonna be late.
Time Machine deserves recognition. Appreciate the lift, though.
After all these years, I couldn't have you showing up alone. Folks wouldn't believe I know you.
10 years of bootleg CDs and Dell rescues. I'm basically family.
Exactly.
Tonight, you just relax.
My cousin Tish turning 45.
Cool.
If it was up in there, you know, it's a few, it's something that, you know, so I'm just kind of, and I'm clean, you know, I got my little polo shirt and I think around this time I might have my cornrows, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really looking, you know, and then I'm looking extra young. Like, you know, some people like, you know, the older guys kind of like, hey man, what's up with you youngin'? What's up with you young gangster? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I say, man, what's up old school? What's going on, OG? You know, and I'm talking to them and I'm just like, they're like, what you do when, you know, I do the mixtapes and stuff and I do I'm trying to get my little PC repair skill set. Oh, okay. So, you know, I'm talking to some of them and, you know, I'm talking to some of the women. So I end up talking, I'm drinking now. Now I'm drunk after a while.
All right, let's see what the vibe is. Y'all look like the board meeting decided to crash a house party.
You calling us corporate?
I'm saying professional, but still got moves, right?
You sure you even old enough to be here?
Old enough to outdance y'all if the DJ puts on Frankie Beverly. We'll see about that.
I'm over myself. I'm old enough.
Well, this right here is my guy DP. He's been saving our computers since before my kids had cell phones, and he keeps me stocked with the best music. If you don't know him yet, you should.
She talks about me more than I do.
Somebody's got to hype you up. Here, let me get you a little something.
Appreciate it.
You deserve it, love.
So you're the famous tech whisperer and CD plug I've been hearing about?
Her side, you know what I'm saying? But it's a house party, so it's kind of like her thing. So, but still, you know, that's not typically my grounds. I don't really do house parties and stuff like that, but it was cool. And so after a while, I start to, you know, I'm really feeling myself. So I get to talking to this older lady. And she just so, you know, it's just right up my alley. You know, the red bones used to be on me. But that chocolate just, it just used to, that chocolate used to have me smitten.
You still looking like you fresh out of magazine. You know my whole family got your music in the car, and you done fixed every laptop on our block.
I appreciate y'all keeping me employed.
Ladies, this the one I told you about. If something won't boot up, he the guy. And he can sing a hook while he does it.
Talent and tech.
Especially if they real dark chocolate. Man, listen here, man. I'm telling you, that be not the kryptonite. That be the thing. Like if one of my homies or some homegirl or whatever, she's like, yeah, you know, DP, I'm gonna sick this on you, you know. And if I'm not really too interested, nah, they sick some chocolate. They sick a thick ass chocolate with a nice round behind. Man, I'm telling you that have me weak at the knees. That will have me weak at the knees. And so I got to get my coffee. This spot, they gave me some free coffee. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Then I'm going to go and get my coffee. So I'm going in. I'm talking to this girl. And, you know, I was always real smart and something like that. So, you know, I'm not talking to her about the normal little rap stuff and stuff like that. We just talking and I'm talking. She get the smile and the carrying on. And I get excited. And I had a drink. And I spilled the drink on her breast. That was the truth or dare that I was telling Mina in that story in Egan many, many years later. So I spilled the drink on her. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was enough to where, and I'm like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how I spilled the drink, but I spilled the drink. And I think I might have spilled it. Either I was talking to her.
A little too young to be up in here.
Old enough.
Quick-witted, huh?
Just honest.
I like that. Smooth.
Glad you do.
Keep talking like that, you might convince me.
Or I turned around, I was talking to someone else or something, and it spilled on her. So I found a napkin that was by a table, and I grab it, and I'm steady doing this, and then I realize what I'm doing, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So the other women, they older, they laughing, they like, yeah, this young boy crazy. He said he just know what he want. So they just kind of out hearing the chatter in the background, and I'm just feeling so like, man, I done violated this woman. So I'm like, oh snap. Like, I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't believe I did that. And then they like, oh, he said, ma'am. She said, oh, okay. She said, girl, you better see what's going on with him. So I'm seeing the other ladies, they kind of like approving. And I'm like, oh no. I said, y'all, this ain't what it is. I ain't trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't try to do that. I didn't do that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? So I'm steady panicking and shit like that. I'm thinking like, man, she probably gonna call the law. She gonna make a, you know what I'm saying? So she kind of gets laughing. She gets tilted her head back. She's laughing. She got her drink. She gets cracking up. And she said, you ain't got to stop. But I'm still, cause I'm still trying to, you know, I stopped for a minute, but I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm trying to pack. And then I'm just realizing, I said, oh man, this is bad. She said, you ain't got to stop. And I said, man, I'm still apologizing. I stopped. I said, man, I did not mean to do that. I said, can I give you some napkins? Can I give you some towels or whatever like that? And she was like, you know, she said, you cute. And I'm like, oh man, I swear, man, you know what I'm saying? And they could see the look on my face. Like it was just totally innocent. You know what I'm saying? So that made her kind of like, you know, maybe more. So we start talking or whatever. She said, don't worry about it. You know, I see you like what you like. And I'm like, and I kind of put my head down a little bit like, man, I said, it ain't that, man. I wasn't trying to do that to you. You know what I'm saying? She said, but you like it, don't you? And I said, yeah, I like it. I like it. She said, okay. But so we talking, we ain't thinking of nothing. So I'm telling her, so I try to switch the subject. I try to pull out my card. I said, hey, I got this, I got that, I got CDs and stuff like that. She said, I'm trying to do so we start talking, not thinking nothing of it. It was totally innocent, totally, you know, so she grabbed some CDs from me a couple different times or whatever like that. And we just talking on the phone. After a while, we start, you know, I got to get on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I start talking to them cougars. You get me on the phone with a cougar. My whole thing is, yeah, all I got to do is get you on the phone. So we get to talking and I'm talking a little bit more. I'm kind of telling her and I'm just like, you know, I'm trying to get myself together. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm still staying with my mom and stuff like that. And so, you know, we, you know, I make her some movies. It was like iRobot or something like that. And so, you know, for me, I'm kind of nervous. You know, because she's older, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 20, she like 35, 36, something like that. So to me, it's just like, it's the ultimate. So I said, yeah, I'm selling this chick some movies or whatever like that. And she said, well, did she invite you over? My homie's like, I said, yeah, bro. He's like, man, she must be interested. She ain't just gonna invite you over like that. So we just kind of watching movies. And, that I went over there the first time and we just watched a movie and she get close and stuff like that. And she kind of hold my hand and stuff. And then she, you know, she like give me a kiss or something like that. So I'm kind of thinking like, okay, this is a thing. Like I'm really you got to think, I'm really feeling myself. So I'm, you know, this is now my homies see I'm starting to kind of mature a little bit. I'm starting to get less and less greener. I'm still green as hell. So I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here. And so you can tell I was still going to the studio and stuff like that.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm really feeling this new woman. She got this calm confidence, talks like poetry, swirling her glass like she conducting the night.
Uh-oh.
DP, bro, you know you got a thing for them Pumas and believe what I just saw leaving the garage. Some guy wrestling the whole couch into a coupe.
People try the impossible every day.
The couch did. Car never stood a chance.
You calling just to report the score?
Nah, I'm thinking of upping my odds. What are you doing tonight?
Swirling sweetness, watching the city blink.
How about we catch
So I'm going, at one point, I'm starting to go over there. So, you know, one night I go over there, bring a movie or whatever like that. And so at one point I'm getting ready to leave. I think she picked me up and I'm getting ready to act like I'm leaving. She said, "Oh, you staying?" And I'm like, "Well, damn." You know what I'm saying?
Good, huh?
Mm-hmm. Keeps getting better.
Yeah, all right, I should head out for a knockout on your couch.
You're not going anywhere. Tonight you're staying right here. Sit back. Let the night work. Goodbye, handsome.
Later, beautiful.
And so, you know, I'm staying. After a while, she's starting to pick me up. Sometimes she'll pick me up during the week, like, you know, what you doing? And then, you know, we might have a little, you know, not like a spat or whatever, but, you know, sometimes we might have taken like a little break. And then sometimes she's kind of like, she'll call me up late. Like, "What you doing? Can I come get you?" And to me, it just really, really gets boosted my ego to the up. I got this 36-year, you know, so now we hanging out, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't just like regular. Like, I'm starting to kind of feel emotionally invested. I'm knowing this woman, I can't really do too much for this woman. But after a while, you know, I'm starting to like her even more and more and more. And I don't know if she's liking me, but I can still know that, okay, she's older, but we hanging out more and more and more. We going out. Like, I'm taking her out to eat. Like, she would drive, but I'm taking her out to eat. I'm starting to, you know what I'm saying, do little stuff like that. So, and this story probably gonna be a little longer than what it is. So I'm really getting it kind of invested. I'm knowing like, okay, this ain't a girlfriend thing, but I'm taking it as where it's going. You know, she come pick me up. You know what I'm saying? And this is in the area I typically don't go. This off now. I'm going. I'm hanging out, and eventually I get my apartment. So I get this big old bed and stuff like that. And you know, after a while, I think she might have came by a couple times, whatever. She's like, "Oh, you know," because I had a little ass bed. She's like, "Man, you should get a big one." Like, you know what I'm saying? That way she's comfortable, because I had a little twin size bed when I left my mom. So we still hanging out and stuff like that. I remember one night I had, and Mike remembers this shit. I had the YKP hat, I had my cornrows together. It was one particular night. We went to the store. We went to go get something. So I'm just talking to her. I remember what I was saying. I said something like, you know, she's like, "Well, I like you hustling and all this." So I'm just boosted my little 20-year-old head up all the way. You know, we went to go see Ray. That was like the first movie. We went to go see Ray when that first came out. So that was a big thing to me. I felt really good about what was going on. And so, you know, I think I went over her house. We had like a small little break at one point in time. So I think she started talking to this one guy, and I think what happened, I got super invested. Somehow we had like a little break. I got my apartment, and then she kind of stopped coming by, because I wasn't feeling where things were going. So we had a little break. So I think she might have started talking to this other guy, whatever the case may be. And then I think I want to talk to her again. So I'm blowing up her phone. I'm just doing all kind of little young shit. You know, and one day she must have called me like, "Man, are we doing that? This, that, and the third, whatever like that." But so then one day she calls me back. You know, it might have been a couple months, or it might have been, you know, and she...
You can handle all this, True?
I'm still here, ain't I?
We'll see.
Catch you around.
Don't get used to quiet. I want to come get you.
Then come on.
I couldn't wait another minute. I missed you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
She's kind of like, "Man, I kind of want to, you know, let's talk. Like, what happened?" So that was the night we go to the grocery store. So I'm talking about, I'm trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. She's like, "Oh, this turned me on. Ooh, that turned me on. I like how you talk." You know, the old Scrooge McDuck shit, or, you know, just whatever. So I go, you know, this particular night, I spend the night. So we drank. I don't even remember the whole night. All I remember is we were just talking, and I spent the night, and, you know, who knows what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna let y'all. So, you know, that was typical. But I mean, like, we had a lot. I'm asleep. So I mean, I'm talking about this one of them nights where you everything's perfect. You get dead sleep. You totally sleep. Now this particular night, I had these boxers. I ain't really had no clothes on or something like that. I think I had none. I don't know. I'm asleep. Get up. What? Get up. I'm thinking it's a dream. So I just kind of you know, I turn over or something like that. Hey. I look up, it's some big ass nigga standing there. I said, "Whoa."
You up? I want to come scoop you.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Be outside in 15.
Say less. You didn't waste
I
time.
said 15, and you meant it. To terrible decisions and bad.
Uh-oh. I didn't feel like it was a back door or nothing like that, but I don't know what's going on. So I don't explain anything to the nigga. I don't wake the girl up or nothing like that. She sleep. When I tell my homies the story, she's like, man, she wasn't asleep. Somebody's gonna get up. She must have been out. All I know, we had a lot to drink. Because I was completely out. I look over, she sleep. I should have woke her ass up like, what the fuck going on around here? I didn't say anything. So it made dude even madder. It made the situation even worse. So so I just politely just kind of get up and pick up my stuff. I'm still thinking like this is a dream. Like, I can't believe this shit. I'm like, man, what the hell is this? And this dude, he just sitting there, he kind of towering over me or whatever like that. So I kind of get up and I get to get my stuff. Cause I'm thinking that this dude got a gun at this time, but I don't know why I didn't just wake her up and say, what the fuck going on here? Because see, now it probably would have escalated beyond that, but he didn't ask me who I was. He didn't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So he must have thought, so all right. So guess what? So okay. So I get up, I'm getting ready to go to the hallway. And I feel something hit me on the head. That's when I finally kind of wake up a little bit. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm thinking it's a gun or something like that.
Wake up.
Huh? Yo, who are you?
Up now.
Hold up, man. Chill. Ow!
I'm taking it easy on you, youngster.
Man, it's freezing out here. Can't believe this.
I said, well shit, let me try to get up out of here. My reflex is to rumble with a nigga, but this situation was like, this was some real creepy shit. So I must have said something in I'm still kind of like, so I'm trying to put my clothes on and I'm like, oh man, let me get my clothes or something. No, man. And so the nigga kicks me and I kind of stumble down the stairs a little bit. So now I'm confirmed that this nigga got a strap down. I said, oh, I gotta go. I think I left my hat. So I must have get my stuff. And I don't know, it might have been a little cold outside. I could feel him trailing me down. I'm going to give you a pass, youngster. I'm going to give you a pass. And you could tell the nigga was just hurt. He was just salty, man. Like he was heartbroken. You could, by the way the nigga says, he's like, man, I'm going to give you a pass, youngster. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this shit foul, bro. Or, you know, but I'm still not saying nothing. I'm not explaining myself. I'm not saying what's going on or whatever the case may be. But he knew he caught me with my drawers down. Like I was at the most vulnerable point in my life. So so I get outside. Oh, get on away from here. He slams the door. So I'm standing on the curb. I kind of walk down the steps. I'm kind of just sitting here for a minute. So now the physical part didn't bother me. It was the psychological part. So it's kind of lightweight traumatizing for me. So after a while, when I sit there and I realize what happened, I start sobering up a little bit because you got to keep in mind, we done drank damn near the whole bottle. Like we was like probably alcohol poisoning damn near. I'm still kind of woozy and stuff. And the cold hits me and I realized, and I said, somebody done kicked me and my ass down the stairs. So now I'm mad. So now I'm buttoning up my shit and I'm trying to muster up enough to walk back up to the stairs to knock on the door like, hey, come outside, bro. But then I realized this nigga probably got a pipe. When he opens that door, he probably gonna have that shit in his hand. He was a lot bigger than me, but at this point I'm mad. So I start thinking about it. I'm sitting out there for about 5-10 minutes. I'm kind of looking in the window or whatever. Kind of, I don't see nothing. Now, keep in mind, when I came over there that night, she had her nephews and everybody over there. They were asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got over there, when she came to pick me up, they were asleep. So it was like a normal. So I go back to the crib. I'm walking down Cedar. I'm walking all the way down from Franklin to Cedar. I'm mad as hell. I'm sitting up there. I think I called Mike or I called my homies in the morning, kind of let them know what was going on because now I'm at this point. I want to know some questions. So I'm mad. She calls me the next day, extra apologize. I'm cussing her out. Man, what's going on?
Woke up at her place and there's a dude in the house. I'm looking at him. So next day.
I'm telling you, I open my eyes and some guy's in her kitchen just making toast like it's his spot.
No way.
On this, that, and the third. So her story was she broke up with the nigga or told the nigga she didn't want to talk. He been coming around trying to get at her. She ain't been answering the door, whatever the case may be. Something happened. I think where he was, maybe he had been seeing some other chick she found out about or something like that. And so now I'm not trying to hear nothing. I'm mad as hell and stuff like that. My homie Q, I tell him what's going on. He's like, bro, what you trying to do? So I asked, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask her for information. Hey, I got to run it back with this nigga. Cause my pride was ultimately just kind of shattered. Like, I didn't even really want to leave the house for like a week or so. I was just just super, super salty. Like I said, man, I got to catch this nigga over north or something like that. I said, well, I got to get that. So that's what the kind of stuff I was on. My homies were like, man, this situation can kind of get way, way less. I said, I need that fade, bro. I got to have it. I said, at least get an eye to nigga where he could, where we get down or something like that. He an old nigga, so he ain't gonna want to fight me like that. But I still felt like, you know, I had to get down.
Nah, ain't no way he got away with that. Kicked me down the whole staircase like I was a beach ball. I'm finding that dude. I owe him some dental work. Bro came out the shadows, foot like a size 12 cinder block, straight to my back. I spun down.
That's how I felt, knowing this shit's probably gonna get into some gunplay 9 times out of 10 with a nigga like that. But in my mind, I'm still thinking that I could, you know. So I asked my homie. So I try to find out some information. She won't tell no information about me because what ended up happening is he was trying to beat her ass. She had to call the police and all kind of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to kick her ass. So now there's a lot of old school cats that I'm dealing with around that time too. Cause I might have had the dupe by that time, I think. And so, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of different old cats and whatever the case may be. And so I'm up here talking to somebody. I'm running it to folks I know. I was like, they're like, man, ain't no way that she would have brought you over there knowing that nigga would have came over there. He said, ain't no way. She said, given the situation that you know you had. I said, how did he get in? I said, he didn't have a key because her nephews or whatever like that had opened the door. So that means they had knew him. They had knew him. So they opened the door and the kids must have went back to sleep because when I left, all the kids would sleep. You know what I'm saying? So either he had a key or either the kids opened the door. So I think now I'm talking to the old niggas about this stuff and I'm kind of telling them like, man, how I'm feeling. I said, I feel played, man. I felt like this nigga treated me like a whole ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? He said, hold on, youngster. You need to understand. You a young nigga that's 20 some years old. That nigga like late 30s, 40s. That nigga feel worse than you. Imagine you coming to a broad's house, even if you tripping and the broad don't want you no more. But now you imposing or whatever the case may be. If you get up in her house and you see some nigga laid up and you still want this broad, how you gonna feel? I said, I'd probably be salty too. He said, man, that nigga was probably low key kind of respecting you a little bit. Like, damn, man, this young nigga done took my place. Like, what you want with him? And that was a general consensus that a lot of the old school cats and my friends was telling me, like, man, that nigga probably, he said, DP, you got to understand, you feel bad, but look how that nigga feels. He probably feels super played. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, but I'm still feeling played. I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not so much I should have been mad at her more than anything, but you know, like, so I'm like, yo, this dude here, I'm trying to find out information. So the only thing she'll give me, okay, he ride this kind of Cadillac. Bet. I call my guy. I say, hey, bro, this nigga in this kind of Cadillac, man. I'm trying to see about this nigga. And so
y'all not gonna believe this. I wake up, right? Sun coming through the blinds. I'm thinking it's a good day, and I see a whole dude standing in their living room just posted up like he paid rent.
Stop it, bro.
I swear, I grabbed my hoodie, called y'all.
I kind of put it together. I ended up finding out where the nigga lived. And so my guy, man, so my homie, so the old girl called me, she apologized. She trying to, man, I said, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I'm so hot because I'm feeling like it was almost like a back door, almost kind of like that. So then I did a little more investigation, found out that it wasn't. And so, you know, I'm still mad. So now my homie Q, he's like, hey, bro, what you trying to do, bro? Real chat. Cause he kind of clowned me about it a little bit. He said, yeah, man, you done got kicked down the stairs like Ren and Stimpy or whatever. So it's funny. It's funny to them. It's a little funny with me because now they kind of easing it. But I'm still mad. I still feel played. He said, hey, bro, if you really, really feel played, like, what are you really trying to do, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause if you really trying to do something, man, we you know, we will, that's how my homies was. They were like, man, if you really, really feeling played, bro, you know where this gonna go and it ain't worth it. But if you really, really feeling played. And so I said, man, so he said, so he's like, hey, bro, you still gonna knock it down? So I kind of looked down. He knows he with the puppy dog face. I was like, man, I ain't really trying to. He said, DP, is you still trying to knock this broad down? Because it sounds like you really invested. And if she apologetic and she said, man, try to get what you can, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I want you so bad.
Sorry for everything that happened. I'm sorry for all of it. Sorry doesn't tell me anything. What happened?
All of it was dinner. That's it.
Old friend showed up and I lied about
like, I'm like, man, I said, man, she got that, you know, and he's like, man, he said, she done locked you in. He said, you sprung, bro. They said, well, hey, bro, ain't no sense of doing nothing then. He said, you might as well just keep on having fun. He said, you a young nigga, man, just keep on having fun or whatever like that. So I did. Oh, Mike, I said, man, this bro driving me crazy. He's like, man, she must got. I said, man, I done lost my damn mind. And that ain't never happened to me. That's not my pedigree. I don't do that. I'm not tripping on that. That situation, lost my fucking mind. That chocolate had me. I think she might have put some blood in my spaghetti or some shit one day. I don't know. It lost my damn mind. So, you know, so now I'm being mean to the broad. She coming over now. So I ain't coming over your crib no more. So I'm being mean to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling her, you gonna do this. You gonna do it like this. You gonna.
Why you being so mean this morning?
Me? Just trying to wake up. Give me a minute in the cup. You'll get your sweetheart back.
Then pour two. I'll hold you to that.
Do all that. You gonna flip over. You just gonna do everything. You gonna do it all. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, now, and eventually I start getting, you know, let me get my coffee. I'm gonna give y'all part 2. So yeah, so my homie's like, man, I think you done fell in love with this broad, bro. And I'm kind of like, I'm like denying, like, nah, man, I'm just, they be like, man, well, you just head over, not head over heels, man, you head over neck. Like, what is it? And I'm just like, man, she just, you know, I don't know. I think because she was just older and it was my first little, like, you know, first person I kind of really liked and stuff like that. Like, I like Thick Texas and stuff like that, but you know, we hanging out, like, we doing all this stuff. I'm 20, man. I'm 20, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm still feeling a certain way and stuff like that. And, you know, I kept thinking back of what my homie used to tell me. Mike used to be like, man, because a lot of times what I would do is I go over there, we hang out, and then, you know, we'd have studio night. He said, man, he just do what you do, man, and get up out of there or whatever like that. Don't stay the night. Like, my homie used to always tell me, don't stay the night at women's houses. You know what I'm saying? And he used to kind of kept registering to me. So I never told Mike this and never told anybody this, but I had this innate fear after a while going over folks' house. You know what I'm saying? Now, with Shonda, I didn't really have that much, but I still was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I'm checking doors and all this. And then, you know what I mean? It's like I had to delete more space. I got to get rid of this phone, man. I got to do like Willie Earl said, you got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of this iPhone.
Still clutching that iPhone like it's the last lifeboat on the Titanic. You got to let that thing go. Look at it. It's tattling on you right now. Battery dying. Screen time crying. That ain't a phone. That's a leash. 3 cameras, 4-digit
iPhone, y'all. You got to get rid of this. So, yeah, I had to go Willie Earl. So this was way before Willie Earl. Like, this was a real tender, little knucklehead, stubborn little, you know what I'm saying, 21 years old or whatever like that. But so, now, and it's kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, as my homie Q was like, man, you still gonna, you know, DP, you still gonna, you know, because bro was an advocate. Like, if he thought you liked something, he's just, you know, he's like, whatever. But he said, you know, DP, you know, you steady talking to this broad, you know, if you stay, you can't call the troops and say this and, you know, be feeling a certain way. So you got to let that shit go, which means that if you see that nigga, now, if he's talking crazy or something like that, man, you get down on him. But he said, man, if you happen to, you know, you got to let this shit all the way go. If you still going to be laying up, which is logical. And that's a good friend to tell you that. And so, you know, that's how everybody kind of looked at it, you know, but I'm still a little salty or whatever like that. So like I said, I'm being mean to her and doing all this. And I tell her this is what I want. You know, I want you to do this and you going to do that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just being, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being kind of a jerk, you know, to a certain degree or whatever.
It's me. I know you don't want to hear from me. I miss you.
You calling to cry now?
Can't help it. Can I see you?
I'm still mad.
Please.
All right, come through.
Thank
Lock
you.
the door. Take it off.
Okay.
Man.
Like that. So, you know, like, as time goes on, you know, I think oh, damn. Okay, now I'm good. As time goes on, as my career kind of goes on, you got to think. Now we're kind of getting into, now I got to ride. And so she moved, she ended up going somewhere else. She ended up like moving or whatever case like that. So I'm still coming over there sometimes or whatever. I'm still kind of, she ends up moving. Now I got a car. So now I got a little more options, but we still kind of, you know, here and there, you know, and so I think one time this was a time where I got sick and, I did something with her computer and she owed me some money to fix the computer and I kind of snapped out. Like I got mad. Like I was really pissed off. And then, you know, she was just kind of like, oh, I ain't got no money or whatever. So I was mad, but I was sick. I was getting sick. This is around I was getting sick. This is before that. This is before I was probably just getting ready to get a new job or just starting a new job or whatever, because my diabetes was really bothering me. So I felt like folks was playing with me because I was fixing people's computers and they always got excuses. And she was just the other end of the stick. It wasn't an issue really so much with her or whatever like that. So I kind of japped that on her, got mad, you know what I'm saying, stormed off. She thought it was funny, you know what I'm saying, because she knew something wasn't, you know. So I ended up in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I ended up in the hospital and stuff like that during that time. I had that car accident. I ended up in the hospital. And then, you know, so I felt bad about it at one point in time. And so now I felt real bad about it, you know, about how I, you know, but she kind of just accepted it because, you know, of our situation. So then, you know, we got later on, you know, I think I wanted to kind of make it up. So I went and got a hotel or something.
You being so mean, DP. You can't keep holding this against me.
I'm gonna keep being mean because you like it.
Like that. And, you know, you know, we just, you know, we got a hotel and, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I'm still, so you got to think this, you know, you going from like 04 to 08, you know what I'm saying? That's a long time to be kind of talking to somebody.
I'm still gonna keep working on you.
All I asked was you cover the repairs. You said you handled it.
I got hit with bills that week. I told you.
You left me stuck. I'm done. Look, I filled your tank up, and I booked us a room so we can breathe tonight. I shouldn't have walked out. I'm sorry.
You don't know how much this means.
Thank
Ma,
you.
he apologized.
You know, a little bit on and off in between or whatever the case may be, you know. And so, you know, that's what happened. That's what it was, man. It was you know, and she was kind of the one that said, yeah, I'm about to. So the whole ordeal of our initial meeting when we started like really kicking into intimacy was kind of like, yeah, you know, I know you can't do much for me. You're 20 some years old. We had that understanding, but she was kind of like, I'm going to get you battle tested.
You everything. So when some young broads come later, you gonna make them break their pocket.
You sure about that? I don't know if I'm built like that.
You don't know what you're working with.
Guess I'm about to find out.
You know what I'm saying? So that was, you know, I'm gonna get you battle ready. That was her whole little thing. She said, these little young hoes gonna start paying your rent, buying you cars and shit like that. She said, I'm gonna get you together.
I trust you. Let's do more.
Yeah, I'm still thinking on it.
Listen, the one that shoved you down those stairs, name's Rico. He posts up by the laundromat on Pierce, silver Honda with a busted left tail light, owes everybody in that block.
Man, I just want a two-piece to do and be done with it.
That ain't you. You don't throw hands, you play the board. And
so it was like a boot camp. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of a boot camp. So if I have to go back, Titan, I know you listen to this because this is a funny story. You know, and my whole thing was, you know, my homie Titan was kind of like, man, just admit it. If you like the broad, bro, you like the broad. You say you struck, and I didn't want to admit it. Banana peppers, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to admit it. I really didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to say, man, hey, this broad, she got me just, you know what I'm saying? Because that was like a new experience. Before it was just, you know, other relationships were like, because like I said, it wasn't just a physical thing. Like this is somebody that I really like I really kind of cared about. And I started thinking, well, maybe if I get something together, but this is an older woman. She got a child already. And, you know, I'm still young and so green. I'm still thinking like, well, maybe if I kind of get myself together, whatever like that, maybe, because I remember at one point in time, like that situation had occurred far as, you know, me japping out on her. Excuse me. That situation had occurred of me japping out on her. See, now I'm fired up. I got this coffee. I don't feel as bad. So for me, I felt like I had to apologize. And her mama was telling her like, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's you know, your baby dads or these guys that you was dealing with before, you know, this little young dude,
You still upset?
I'm good. Just needed a minute.
Mama, he apologized last night, but he's still hurting.
Baby, keep that boy around. A man who can own his wrongs deserves grace. Treat him right. And don't let that little age gap make you forget it.
Yes, Ma. I'm sorry for...
He's different, you know what I'm saying? She said, it's a real man. This man's, he's apologizing even, you know, for whatever y'all did. And so I found out even more information about the situation. There was another situation where something happened. She didn't really want to alliterate, but I ended up finding out. Basically, the situation with me and dude, she had a sister, and they had to get together with some people that they had knew about. And come to find out, because I think her sister might have got her computer fixed for me too. I don't know. But her sister had been in a get together. And somehow dude ended up there. So they kind of got into like a squabble or a fight or something like that. I guess she must have told him like, nigga, I don't want you and this, that, and the third. And so, you know, I'm not sure if my name came up, but it, you know, somehow I think it was a situation where she's like, man, you fucking with that old young ass nigga. That nigga can't do nothing for you. It was something, you know, it was real bad. And, you know, so I kind of found out about that. You know, I kind of go through the grapevine. I'm kind of doing, you know, little DP archives, you know what I'm saying? I kind of find shit out. I can't remember how I found out, but I found out. So, you know, I found out the stuff she was saying was, you know, it was true. It kind of lined up to what she's saying, you know, but, you know, at the same time, I still feel like I'm in your house. I ain't supposed to have been in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? If you, but you know what? She did tell me that she had cut a nigga off. She did tell me that. I forgot about that too. She did tell me that, you know, that she didn't want to deal with this dude no more, and she stopped dealing with the dude, like, you know, for, you know, but I guess dude didn't really want to accept that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So when I found out about that, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of like, you know, if I'm the topic of discussion, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of like, like, yeah, you mess with that young ass nigga, can't do nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't even got a car. So I think that was kind of the, you know, the kind of thing. So I kind of found out, you know, and my homies just still kind of messing with me like, yeah, DP, you still in love with that cougar, huh?
Second. That's a whole mountain lion, strolling like it paid for parking. Look at you, big cat, smooth and wild, just like her.
You bring the wilderness, I'll bring the fire.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we in the studio, they kind of messing with me a little bit, like, you still in love it. I'm trying to play it off, and I tell her, I said, yeah, man, you know, there was something went on, but now my ego stroked a little more, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no car, and this nigga, you know, so, you know, but that happened kind of shortly after, because I didn't have a car at that time, still going to the studio.
Tonight we stepped out together, I swear the air shifted. Cats I had never met were lifting their chins at me like we were longtime teammates. Handshakes, shoulder taps, those quiet nods you only give when you respect the play. They all start.
So, in my mind, I was thinking, well, maybe if I kind of get myself together, whatever, I said, maybe we could really, you know what I'm saying, and like,
Around, baby. You see how much respect you're getting from the older guys in here? You could pull an older woman easy.
Young brother, solid. Respect.
Huh. I didn't even notice till you said it. They're really nodding at me.
Of course they are.
Confidence doesn't carry a birthday. Guess I owe you for sharpening mine up.
I was telling my homie, I said, man, I don't know why I like this broad so much, bro. They like, DP, you crazy as hell. Like, this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you crazy. Like, you know, like, I think it was puppy love for me. Cause like I said, this woman like 15 years my senior. But I'm thinking, well, maybe I can, you know, if I get myself together and maybe we can, you know, maybe we can actually do so. I don't know what I thought we was going to do. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, she's kind of like, you know, I got bills to pay and stuff. So I try to like every now and then give her a little money, or I, you know, one time I tried to buy her, because she said she wanted a phone. And at one point in time, she said she wants some jewelry or whatever. And I didn't get that. I was too cheap. I didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but she talked about it for a while. And I was like, you know, but see, I'm still in the mindset where, you know, our whole motto, and Mike knows this, we don't trick. In my mind, it would have been more of a, this ain't no random broad or whatever, but in my mind, like, damn, we ain't breaking bread like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. We don't trick off. But, you know, I guess she figured, well, shit, you've been fucking with me for years. Like, you get me a little piece of jewelry or whatever. So, but I ended up getting her a phone. And the phone wasn't the phone that she liked.
A tennis bracelet.
I got you on the phone, though.
I want more.
Be happy, baby.
Okay.
So she gave me the phone back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the barbershop one day just talking to an old cat, and I told him what happened. He's like, man, she just saying she ain't for you, bro. Like, salty like damn, you know what I'm saying?
This one's not for me. Go ahead, take it back.
For real? I thought you loved it.
I love effort, not shortcuts. Call me later and show me you were listening.
All right, round two.
You calling back with something worth my time?
Thinking bigger.
Man, this ain't the phone you wanted, but that's what I can afford. That's what I could afford at that. And I might have been driving around it. I don't know. But that's what I could afford because I'm still trying to put things together. This was a time when I was a little down and out or whatever. So I went and I spent, you know, what I had at the time. So, but she said, you know, you just go ahead and take that or whatever. And I think it, you know, she felt like you should have gave me what I want. But to me, it was better than what you had. Your shit was broke. So I felt a certain way. So now at this point, I'm like, man, well, I don't want to talk to her no more. But even still, at this time, I might have started talking to Shonda or whatever like that. But, you know,
This right here for me. I like knowing my claims tucked away.
What is this? Whose little teal drawers you stashing, D?
Babe, hold up. That's not what it looks like. They've been sitting under your socks a whole year and you ain't think them.
I think now I put it together is that situation probably while Shonda had snapped out, she had found some old drawers or some shit like that. And that might have been that situation. Now I'm putting it all together. That probably would have been that situation. You know what I'm saying? It's where she found it. Because maybe they were way in the back of the dresser or whatever the case may be. And Shonda was snapped completely out. But that wasn't the same old school chick. You know, the other old school chick that I've been talking. It's like I said, I would just be the cougar nigga. If I catch a cougar, I would bite down during that time. I might talk to a cougar for a little bit, but you know, and I'm young, you know what I'm saying? It was fun to me. So, you know, over time, she's kind of like, man, you know, like I'm getting older. I'm 25 now, or 24, or like 24, 23, you know, now I'm getting a little older. So now she's kind of seeing me kind of come up and she said, you know, I almost got you ready. She said, you almost ready to get let go, because her whole thing was, it's not going to materialize to where it may be. But she was talking as if, okay, I need help with bills. I need to,
Other now, D. The lights, the diapers, everything stacks up fast. I need help with these bills.
I hear you. I can cover your phone, keep you connected. I got you on
That little relief feels bigger than you think.
Look, after you had the baby with somebody else, things shifted. I'm not built for a family that ain't mine from the start.
Difference don't have to mean
you know, kind of do this. And she was kind of seeing like, okay, he's not yet, or she just knew I wasn't going to invest. She probably figured I ain't gonna. Now, if I would have told her like, hey, I really want to be serious. But see, here's another thing that happened eventually. She started dealing with, and see, that's, some of these old niggas, they ain't got themselves together either. She started dealing with like a guy like her age, and she got knocked up. So now that's like another mark. So now I'm kind of thinking like, well, no, I don't think I really want to invest in that kind of stuff. I said, I might have my fun here and there, but you know, so now, but she got to take it more serious. Like, okay, I got another baby daddy now. And DP, I don't think, you know, he's starting to try to get himself together, but I don't think he's going to be willing to invest. If I would have came to her and said, look, despite what's going on in the past, whatever like that, I want to, you know, I want us to work. What do you know what I'm saying? You know, what could I do? She probably would have been like, bills. And then now, before you know it, I'm moving in and all that. I ain't giving my place up. So I wasn't willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I could find something younger, that's flyer, that's younger, that ain't got all that extra stuff going on. And then I'm kind of looking at your situation too, like, okay, you an older woman, and then you went and just found some dude you was rocking with, and come to find out, you find out the nigga a bum, but you done got pregnant by him. So I'm taking notes.
Let me get that one in the black box.
Sleep, but not really singing to me.
I hope you ain't acting funny over a phone.
Not funny, just honest.
I'm slowly getting a little wiser, you know, and I'm like, nah, you know, I ain't trying to, you know, so I wasn't really willing to make that investment, you know, but you still kind of looking at this person like you still got the hots for him and stuff like that. And, you know, like I said, I didn't want to admit, I ain't never want to tell Mike. I'm like, man, that bro done lost me. I done lost, but that was the only person I really kind of lightweight lost my mind. Like I was doing shit that I'm calling up her phone and my own rules. And then I get off the phone like, man, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? This DP here. That nigga, I was tripping. And my homies knew it. They're like, damn, DP, we ain't never seen you like this. Like, man, you just really just invested in this. I said, man, he said, man, them cougars, he said, that's how they get you. He said, they get you in that bed and they get to doing shit you ain't think you could think was wholly, was physically and mortally possible. And then, you know, like I said, her whole thing was, you know, I'm going to get you ready. She said, I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to show you how to do that. This how you do this. This how you do that. And, you know, like it was almost like it was like a class. it was like a class. Like she said, you're not used to doing that. And I used to tell her, like, cause I'm still young, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I never did that before. I didn't do this. She said, okay, well, you gonna try it. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna, so she said, yeah, she said, when you done with me, she said, when you done with me and you run into a young girl, young whippersnapper, they gonna lose their mind.
I bet not find Nan up in hell.
Nan, you acting like I'm running a motel.
You know exactly what I mean. If I see something that don't belong to me, we're gonna have a problem.
Relax, Queen. It's just me, this couch, and some bills I've been ignoring.
And that's what happened with Shonda. Shonda I could see why she was talking about shooting bitches in the face and, popping up and looking at my door and blowing up and talking about threatening me with, like she threatened it. Shonda did threaten to shoot me one time, and like I said, when I found out that she had charges for that, for a drive-by, I was kind of like, I was I'm telling my homie, he's like, man, she ain't gonna do all that. I said, bro, she got charges, bro. Like, she done did this shit. He said, man, I said, she crazy, little crazy light-skinned chicks, man, but that, because I'm being battle tested now. I done already kind of being battle tested now. So now, like I say, when I'm talking to somebody else, and I'm wondering, man, why they acting like this? They acting crazy, like they just don't want to leave me alone and stuff like that. She, old school, or the cougars, like, man, that tool. She said, she was like, you don't know what you got. She said, that tool. She said, you need to learn how to use that. She said, you don't know how to use it. She said, you gonna learn with me. She said, I'm gonna make you use that tool. This shit is. He said, I'm sitting there. I'm like, she said, what you mean? I think I might have been in my box. She said, that thing. She
Play with me, D. I'm not joking. I walk in here and the first thing I feel is something ain't sitting right. If I find out some little hoe been tiptoeing around this apartment while I'm at work, I'm gonna lose my whole mind. You hear me?
I risk all this for a stranger?
Now, you know me better.
She said, nigga, she said, ain't no way you supposed to be broke. She said, I know you fix computers, sell CDs. She said, you supposed to have hoes paying your rent, putting blades on your shit, all the paint, all that. She said, you supposed to, I'm telling you. She said, and they'll do it. I said, you really think they'll do it?
Them hoes pay what they weigh, baby.
You wow, you know that?
I'm not joking. You're worth gold, and I don't let nobody walk off owing you change.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Loud and clear.
We sitting around listening to 8 Ball MJG. She said, you heard 8 Ball MJG? And so I'm kind of thinking, now I'm getting in my little moral compass. I'm like, man, I don't want nobody having to pay so I can pay for them. She said, ain't the point. She said, you think the rich pay for shit? Everybody else pays for them. So, like I said, I'm so green. She said, man, she said, if a bitch gonna want to pay, she said, make them pay. Make them pay what they weigh. She said, but she said, you got it. She said, you got it. You got that craftsman thing going on. You got the wrench. She said, you need to make, she said, if I were you, she said, when I get done with you, she said, I'd be breaking all these little holes out here. I'd be making them pay all kind of shit. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is grimy. She said, hey, that's the way it goes. She said, you ain't supposed to have no talent in the tools and not use them. She said, you use what's in the toolbox. I didn't understand. I was too young and too green. I ain't never want to admit to Mike. I got to do it on camera. I ain't never want to admit to bro. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? But, you got to think this is 10, 15 years experience. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know what to feel at half the time. This is somebody with way more experience than me. Way, way more experience than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really knowing, how to deal with it or whatever like that. Cause that, like I say, little chicks that I may talk to or meet or whatever like that, and see, just like the situation with St. Paul and the east side, the double teamer with a little cute thick broad and her friend that was braiding my hair and stuff like that. That was close to around that time too. You know what I'm saying? Where I met them. That was like, 05-ish old, you know what I'm saying? Kind of.
Every time the sun hits the skyline like
that was kind of around that time too. Because the situation, man, where I did the Ren and Stimpy and stuff, I had my own apartment. So I didn't really have no reason to really go over no chick's crib like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's the story, man. That was a funny story. I'm gonna try to make a video, man, where you see me getting like I said, I'm not gonna leave no cut, man. I'm about to, I'm really about to make it look as dramatic as it actually was. I'm gonna try to make this shit look like, I'm sitting there, cause I can't show that I ain't got no clothes on, but I might be able to show if I got drawers on. So I'm gonna try to make this look as dramatic as it was. You know, you dead sleep. You done drank half a damn bottle, and you get up.
Man, hear that?
What? You hear what? Big deep ass. Get up. Get your ass up, nigga. What? You hear something like that? You like, I'm taking it easy on you, youngster. I'm taking it easy on you. Then the cold. Oh shit, this just happened. Like I say, it was cold out. It was like April or something like that. I don't know when. It was cold. It was cold enough to where you, not freezing cold, but cold enough to where now, you know what I'm saying, you standing outside and now once you sober up and you realize what just happened, and stuff like that happens fast. It's not like it's in slow motion or whatever. Like I ain't had that time to think. Common sense would have been like, hey, wake up. What the fuck going on here? I'm not saying nothing. Get up. You're a big deep ass. Get up. This shit was classic. That shit was classic. But Big Bertha was worse. Cause see, I told my homies what happened with this story I'm telling y'all. I didn't tell him about Big Bertha until just a week ago when I made this video. I didn't tell him about Big Bertha. Big Bertha, I tried to take that to the grave. That one was terrifying. Like that, I don't know, because it was embarrassing because I had my homie and I'm kind of looking like, damn, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I couldn't leave. Like, this wasn't a Big Bertha situation. I was still kind of happy after this shit that happened. I was mad that it happened, but I still, you know, I'm still trying to reap the physical benefits. There was nothing good about Big Bertha. That was just a total L. That was a big L. You know, that's on my book. That's on my book. That's on my book of, hey, you know what I'm saying, Big Bertha. I wouldn't even know what she looked like, but I'm just saying, hey. I ain't seen you in a long, hey. No, Bertha. Me too. No means no.
Time for piercing, check this out. She say she tired of life. She say she better off dead. She ain't tired of my pipe. She better off giving up head. Her friends ugly, but she ain't the finest one on wheels rolling. Don't get mad cause they young and they focused. Blessed be the man that helps her next. I tried to help her out, but she thinks I'm helping her out for sex. Ain't gon' be the one to garnish all my wages to deck out your halls. My money is mine, I ain't worried about y'all's. I have my Buick sitting decent. Google what nice hits and assets. Placing money under my pillow, kinda recent. Drop the subject quick as I pick her up undisclosed place. Deep feet the groundhog, gift to gap, my brain is out of space. Space age game like I done been down to Tennessee. Gotta put you on Minnesota, y'all remember me. Dark skin, Hennessy, shoulder length, Kimberly. She told me to spit that slang and don't respond to sympathy. Don't be no captain out here trying to save a chick. I ain't no hard drive, ain't no reason for saving shit. Save up money for monetary ride my scraper with. Thoughts are going out, getting my revenue, I wait for it. Some niggas on caper shit, robbing, hating my paper legit. 9 to 5 will hustle, honestly my favorite. No need for favors, Captain Saver's gonna pay for it. You might as well pay the pimp, but sip it, feel it, play for it. Teresa told me to leave her cause my patience ain't thick. Why would I need your patience when hoes is playing and making me sick? Played out players is paying the hit, not me. Rather speed off and be alone at Mach 3. You be amazed on what I got for free. Headshots without the bullets, ain't no stopping me. Almost crashed my coupe, sloppy copy free. Blue Kush Cologne got a geek. 94 West Pioneer speakers got the beat. Distracted from my tongue, exiting highways about to ski. Dicky crimson color clothes, super clean, I'm a beat. Cranberry old school, ocean spray when I creep. 5.0 big block, I should've kept that marquee. Like it's break a bitch holiday, I ain't sipping, know that right away. If she call me daddy, know it's Father's Day. Don't be sleeping wide awake, I'm praying that we can get saved, but you can save her for a brighter day. I can get laid or put the pipe away. Stack on racks or beds and backs, I like to say. 79 Riviera, need no Sprite to spray. Despite I'm bumping Marvin Gaye, I like to stay, but ho, I gotta go to work and get some money for another day. Game, got cold art, I'm dope like Box Blows Park. Ain't no lame, and I got show hard. If we shopping, I'ma watch your car. Need not go far, got some change, I can cop cold cars. Police wonder why my beat knock so hard. It's some skeeting on sheets, some freaks that give me top. And when I release, put it to sleep, you can watch. Big breast and wide ass, that's some features I can't stop. I roll up with big wheels, holes, and candy toes. Hold up, this shit's real, take off, pay aka Hot Foot Pearson, Hennepin County Hound, Hot Foot Pearson Volume 1.